Okay, now for the last part of our presentation. Let's look at some of the things that determine whether an organization is flat or tall, whether it's bureaucratic or matrix and things like that. We are going to look at the factors that influence the way an organization looks. One of these is the corporate culture. The second one is the committees. There are two types of committees. You don't have to know anything about them. You may just want to copy these four things. An ad hoc committee is created for a specific short-term purpose. A standing committee performs a recurring task. Committees tend to make more accurate decisions, even though it does take longer for them to do so than an individual would. Coordination techniques. Very often we might have a person or even a committee called liaisons that coordinate the activities of two or more groups. The informal organization. The informal group is created by group members themselves to accomplish goals that may or may have nothing to do with the organization. Employees generally join informal group for three reasons. Number one, people like to be with other people that are similar to themselves. The goals of the group may appeal to the individual. And number three, some people may have a need to be with their associates and be accepted by them. In the organization, there's something called a grapevine. It's the informal communications network within that organization. There are four types of corporate culture. You don't have to copy these. I just want you to take a look at them, and I'd like you to tell me, generally speaking, what type of an organizational culture would you like to work for, and why? So take a few minutes to think about that. Now let's talk about entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are generally people who like to push their ideas through using an organization's resources. They are the so-called movers and shakers in the organization. What do you think some of the characteristics are of these people? Do you think they're younger? Well, surprisingly, not so. Sometimes the movers and shakers are older than other people. Here are some steps that companies can take to develop that type of entrepreneurial spirit so that the entrepreneurs basically work within your organization rather than open up their own businesses. Now let's go over the questions. The solid vertical lines on an organization chart indicate relationships among the line positions only, or the chain of command. Number two, the systematic shifting of employees from one job to another so that the jobs become a little bit less repetitive and more interesting. That's called job rotation. Number three, if you group all the activities according to a geographic area, that's called location departmentalization. In a tall organization, administrative costs are higher because you need to hire more managers. And five, the power to accomplish an assigned job is called authority. Thank you so much for joining us.